It's almost lunchtime, and I'm hungry. So, and I haven't talked to you for a couple of days. Grandma's been very busy, but I'm trying to get things to quieten down now because um, I kind of need to stay closer to home. Look, I'm cutting up a little bit of celery, just in very small pieces. And then I found these little pickled onions in my pickles and a cucumber and some pickled cauliflower. I'm going to cut those up too. And I'm going to make myself a sandwich with these eggs. Kind of like an egg salad sandwich, right? It's Friday already. Oh man, the time is just going. But you know what? The weather is just unbelievable. We had snow. Hold on, I'm going to show you. Isn't that just crazy? It's absolutely, but it's nice out. I stepped outside and it feels mild, but there's snowflakes falling yet. Okay, wasn't that crazy, that weather, that snow? There, I've cut up my little onions and some celery. And now I'm going to just chop up these eggs that I boiled. So look, I've got some Miracle Whip here for these eggs. And I just bought a new jar the other day, but I like to use this all up. No wasting, right? Put my celery and those few little pickled onions and stuff in there. I've never put pickled onions in my egg salad sandwich before, so this is new. And I am going to put a bit of salt, and I want some of that coarse pepper. Like that much. It will give it a nice flavor. And remember, this is just how I make it. You can make it any way you want. I know you'll say, well, Grandma, I put little green onions in it. And I put only salt, or I put celery seed. You can do it all kinds of ways, however you want it. So here, I've got my sandwich made. There it is. I've got myself some nice vegetables all cut up here and some dressing. Just ranch dressing out of my fridge. Very nice. Delicious. In the springtime like this, I think about my grandparents and when I was there and how exciting it was in the springtime. I'm like this. We would go with my grandmother and we'd all go. I told you she never left anyone behind. We all went. And she carried the baby on her back. I think my cousin Adele was the one she carried on her back then. Anyway, we'd go, and we would go to where the sloughs were, where the water was, and we'd walk around the edge. And my brother would run ahead, of course, and then he'd say, Kushi, I found one. He'd be waving. She'd say, how many, like in our language, and he'd say, and he'd count them, and he'd say, there's 14 or 12 or whatever. That's good, but we'd go and she'd look at how many eggs were in there and she'd take according to that. So if there's about 14 eggs there, she'd take about 4 of them. You take 4, she'd say. And then, she'd talk to the duck. It wasn't there, but she would talk to the spirit of the duck, I guess. And she'd say, I'm sorry, I had to take a few of your eggs. I have to feed my family. But here I've left you something. And she'd leave some crumbs by the nest, breadcrumbs or something. And then we'd go on to the next nest. And if there was only 6 eggs or so, then she'd say, no, we'll leave those. we had to leave them so that those ducks would grow up and have more ducks, and the cycle of life would go around, I guess, is how she explained it to me. So I always think about my grandmother when I think about ducks, and she just loved duck eggs. She was just duck eggs were her favorite. Friday, I'm looking forward to spending the day at home because of this weather, and I don't have any plans for the weekend except to just relax. Much love to all of you. Have a beautiful weekend. I hope to see you this weekend. Bye.